Picture this. It's the first day of baseball spring training. Pitchers and catchers reporting. First workouts happening. Everyone is getting ready for the long season ahead. But on that very first day, no team is playing a competitive game. They're still in practice. They're still figuring out how they work together. That's exactly how some sales conversations feel. Same words, same playbook, different situations. When a buyer says, it's too expensive, most sellers hear a price rejection. So they explain, justify, discount. What if the buyer isn't ready to compete yet? That's what we're exploring today. Think of a player at spring practice who says, I'm not confident with my swing yet. You wouldn't give them a contract, right? Instead, you help them see the mechanics and the impact more clearly. When someone says too expensive, they aren't rejecting you. They are saying, I don't clearly see the impact yet. So instead of defending price, ask, what part feels less clear right now? You're not lowering the price, you are clarifying the path, like a hitting coach helping a batter see the ball better. Now imagine another player. They look good physically, but something in the mechanics still feels risky. They hesitate in the same way a buyer might say, it's too expensive, not because they don't see value, but because they're afraid the decision won't work out. They're facing real risk. Instead of pushing certainty, slow the play and ask, what feels most risky about moving forward right now? You're not arguing price, you're stabilizing it. Like a pitching coach calming a young starter before live innings. Now let's shift the lens again. The first day of baseball spring practice is full of instruction, but it also reveals who leads the field. Not by shouting, but by presence. In sales, when a buyer says the same words, it's too expensive, sometimes they're testing leadership. They're watching how you respond. If you rush to fix it, you've already lost some authority. But if you pause and come back with something like, compared to what? That's short, calm, grounded. Suddenly the situation doesn't change, your read does. When leadership is perceived clearly, the rest becomes predictable. And that's where real influence begins. The last scenario is like sending a player to the field before they finish warm-ups and drills. The coach thinks they're ready, the player thinks they're ready, but the team isn't. In sales, this looks like a buyer saying, it's too expensive, or we need more time, or there are too many risks. But what they really mean is, I haven't gotten my internal process aligned yet. So instead of pushing for a deal, ask them, where does this sit in your internal process right now? You're not trying to move the ball forward. You are checking alignment, like asking if the player needs more conditioning or instruction before game one. So the next time you hear, it is too expensive, don't just react to the words. Think about the situation behind them, like day one of practice versus opening day. Same phrase, different meaning, different response. Just like spring training prepares players for the real season. Your job as a seller is to read the situation before making your call. Situationally aware salespeople are always prepared. They don't just pitch, they prepare. Success lens, situational sales change the lens, change the outcome.